tell how important this thing is to you. So I swear on this gun in my hand, it'll reach its destination safely.
I want to preface the rest of this abomination of a video with the following statement that doesn't have anything to do with what the video is actually about. I don't think we give good yappers enough credit. Yapping about things in real life or on the internet is hard. Yapping on YouTube is skilled labor. Why? I failed to record this video for an entire day because I tried to speak unprompted, and in the end I just gave up and lazily hacked together the script before I would crash out over my complete inability to communicate using human words the way other human people do. Speaking of failures, Saboteurknights. It's almost French, but not really. During the sick B-roll footage of the early stages that basically play themselves, I will talk a bit more about what makes this particular niche so stupid. That is unless somebody already came up with it and I just didn't know because I'm too lazy to go on Bilibili. I'll make it significantly less stupid than if I was the one to do it first, so... Anyway, the idea behind this niche, if you haven't already guessed by the operators in this squad, is that each operator has a skill that makes at least one other operator slightly worse in some regard. Either by stunning them, debuffing them, or just outright killing them. As to why would someone do this to themselves in their account by building frankly suboptimal operators like Conviction, Heidi, and Vandella, well, I was bored. After some time of using Lugassi and La Cucaracha, fell into the Niche Knights black hole and wanted to try Niche Knights out for myself. But which niche? I contemplated playing Feline Knights as I have a lot of the cats already built, but after realizing just how many operators there are in this niche, I lost interest as I deem it a bit too easy. On the other hand, playing something like 4 stars only is just too hard for me. I know that I'm too smooth-brained for it, and that I don't have the patience for stall strategies, so that's also a no-go. And for any other niche I could think of, I would like some or other crucial operator that would make my life so much easier if I just had them, so that demotivated me even further. Until I realized I could just make my own niche. As I said, unless somebody already did it. I don't know. I held off on making a video about it until Exoalter's release, both because she innately brings some synergy into the decidedly anti-synergistic squad with her talents passively buffing Insider, and also the system buff to the geek archetype that actually makes this niche at least somewhat viable. Also, Exoalter is just straight up broken. I want to play with the new shiny. Maybe eventually I would make a full video explaining all the intricacies of all operators in this niche. When I have enough video footage and I've played with them long enough to actually have something to say about them, so let's just move on to the stages of the Massive Battle event. The stages up until MT-3 require zero thinking, with stages MT-3 to MT-7 requiring minimal. Usually it goes like this: Exoalter down, put Insider down, deploy Ak, and then deploy somebody for Ak to shoot, and if they can't quite manage to kill the insert obligatory is this a pigeon meme here.
My equipment is
Here's
ready.
Conviction to lane
We can
hold.
start anytime.
For MT-7, deployment order and positioning is important, but the stage itself isn't too hard to get right as long as one notices there is one non-dream range tile right at the rightmost upper corner of the map.
Wonderful realm, or a panoramic view.
Learn to treat yourself with kindness, or regret and sickness.
Broad sky shattering.
Chill, everyone. I'm just here for a few questions.
You think you're a worthy opponent?
I ain't one for battle.
Of course, I misplay a little by deploying conviction in the spot I thought they might be useful. And then Ag decides to become a pediatrician for whatever reason, even though the cosplayers are classed as devices according to the wiki. But I'm too lazy to re-record, so the misplay stays.
Worse than a conviction. Boom. A child.
I ain't one. All lives are equal, while yours is a deviation. It's not violating ethics as long as no one sees it.
MT-8 is the first stage where I actually had to think about what I was doing. I have to open with Exo-Alter between the blue boxes to shoot any strays, flying or otherwise, Conviction to lane hold on the left side, and Insider on the right to wake up the cosplayers. Then the two medics, and finally Yak, who is actually the key operator in this clear, not so much because of his damage, which is usually the case, though that helps Conviction out a little bit. No, Ak is crucial here because of his crowd control that gives Exo-Alter and Insider some more time to clean up the elite enemies. Without Ak, despite Exo-Alter's bonkers DPS and even with tight skill timings, she and Insider just cannot finish the elites before they leak into the blue box. Warfarin's buff also doesn't really help. You could see just how unreliable the buff is when trying to buff Ak with only him and Conviction in her range. I misplay slightly yet again by deploying new official outside of my medic's range, thinking that her talent might save her ass from being obliterated by the matriarch. Alas. Even without the official cycling the human sacrifices is just barely enough for me to not take anything. And hey, Ak didn't even commit any extraordinary work. Isn't that nice?
Watch out for the thorns.
I knew you'd come Hello, on-site service.
I ain't want medicine.
I was really hoping it wouldn't turn out like this.
All lives are equal, while you
Blood transfusion.
What blooms must also wither.
Bullets, maybe. I'm actually better at wrestling than shooting. Makes the cleanup easy.
It's about time to switch to a
My potion might give the bad guys a new leaf to turn over.
Alright! Medical chemostat. Just treat it like a regular stream? I'll try! Full.
Bullets, maybe. I'm actually better at wrestling than shooting. Makes the cleanup easy.
Medicine!
Pay attention to where the petals fall.
I knew you'd come straight to me, leader! I knew you'd come straight to me! Apple!
MT-9 is actually easier for Saboteurknights than either MT-8 or MT-10. We'll get to that one in just a minute. As long as one knows which tiles are safe from the preachers. Opening up with Conviction, Insider and Vanilla on the left, this stage makes me appreciate just how generous this event is with DP, at least so far. We'll see for the EX stages.
I'm just here for a few
We wait
questions.
for the preacher to fuck off and then deploy Warfarin and Exo-Outer on the right.
Plenty of sunshine. Commence treatment.
I stall the preacher for a bit by sacrificing Heidi to make sure Insider and Vanilla have woken up. And directly after this big brain move, I misplay by panic deploying Sporia way too early for her to wake up and do something besides make sure Vanilla doesn't explode.
It's about time to switch to a frontal assault, no?
Pay attention to where the petals fall.
In our current situation, a complete sweep would be the most efficient solution.
I knew you'd crash, sky shattering!
Once most of the enemies make their belated entrance, I deploy Act to send some of them to the Shadow Realm alongside the official.
Time for a clinical test of my new meds.
Deep breaths. Stay clear.
My potion might give the bad guys a new
Watch out for the thorns.
When prescribing, I always go double down on the dosage.
Go ahead.
I fiddle some with my Heidi without any payoff because I started getting nervous about Exo-Outer blowing up right at the end of the stage, but Warfarin actually keeps her alive, and Vanilla and Insider finish off the last enemy.
Relax, leader! I'm going to one-up my lame old performances in these battle records.
I have the intel for what lies ahead all sorted. Go forth with aplomb.
Time for a clinical test of my new meds.
On my way, convict! Question. This
Or
convict!
or regret when sickness treats you.
Back down!
Test of my new meds.
Convict!
With kindness.
Convict!
Test of my new meds.
Back down!
Of my new.
The magnificent conviction must never allow such a blunder.
MT-10 is where the game decides to punish me for my hubris, by making me pray to our Lord and Savior Conviction for good RNG, because none of my ranged operators can wake up on time to kill the two stupid pigeons at the start of the stage.
Go forth with
It's still a bit tight for Exo-Outer to wake up in order to shoot the next two pigeons, but that only felt like 2 times over however many attempts I had to do in order to figure out how I was supposed to play the stage. I drop Ark opposite of Exo on the other side of the blue boxes, and once she wakes him up, I retreat Conviction for later. Afterwards, I drop Warfarin facing down and Insider facing right, and wake him up immediately to get rid of the upper side nurturer and not quite pigeon coming up.
On my way!
Chill, everyone. I'm just here for a few questions. All right. I'm actually better at
Ready for blood transfusion. Go ahead.
Insider is retreated immediately afterwards.
I like these high places.
On the bottom I deploy Vanilla once the other not quite pigeon is closer to Ark. So she tanks one hit and the cosplayer is not obliterated. And once the boss is in extra alpha range, activate her skill and shoot her with Ark. The buffs last long enough for the boss to die, get up, die again, and fuck off for the actually difficult part of the stage to begin. Retreat Ark immediately and deploy Conviction as fast as possible. Then activate the cosplayer next to Exu to make his friends fuck off. Exo needs to be kept alive at any cost as she solos the boss and takes care of most topside enemies.
Inchupe, quid concilium est.
Retreat Conviction after they take one hit and activate Exo skill. If the boss targets her, which it will, because it is a dick. Unfortunately, because it is a dick, Warframe also perishes, but it doesn't matter. Spam irrelevant operators as sacrifices on the bottom side to stall the boss and make sure it doesn't target Exu. Here you see me fiddle with Rochelle, because this was the first time I actually cleared the stage with the Saboteurknights squad, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with him. I haven't ever made it this far, but I sacrificed him too.
If you insist on being so stubborn, then...
Let me with the young prince saw the other reach for the crown, and he raised his sword.
Exo shoots the boss, Conviction and Ark are deployed to help deal with the spam at the end of the stage.
Do you think you're a worthy opponent?
Time for a clinical test of my new meds.
And at this point, Conviction missing isn't so much of a gamble, so I spam the skill and shoot Vanilla, clearing the stage. Thank you all for sticking until the end. I'll see how possible clearing the EX stages is, and I'll also be uploading a video playing through the Babel event with the Saboteurknights squad. See you in the next one.
Could we capture some enemies for a little experimenting? It's not violating ethics as long as no one sees it. Not a chance? Aw.